Hey guys, welcome back to the DrCliffAuD vlog. This is vlog number 133 and it is about 11 o'clock at night. I wasn't going to do a vlog this week because I'm actually going to a sniper reunion this weekend, but it's like Thursday night, like I said, 11 o'clock. Ashley's been asleep for a little while now, and I just wanted to record one because this week has been a really fun week. I think I maybe have slept a total of maybe 10 hours so far this week because I've just been up trying to get as much stuff done as possible, because anytime that I go away for a weekend, and we were just gone last week on our 14-year anniversary trip up to Mount Rainier. If you didn't see last week's vlog, go ahead and check that out if you want to see the footage of that. But there's a lot of fun stuff that's been going on this week, and I know I say that a lot, but this week was just a really cool week. And the main reason is because I've been doing a lot of hearing aid fittings lately, and you know, the responses to those hearing aid fittings from patients has just been like unbelievably positive. Individuals who have been, you know, either poorly treated elsewhere and have come in and we've completely changed their mind about how much benefit they could get from hearing aids. Individuals who've come in who've been treated for the very first time, who are just now experiencing for the first time ever what it's like to actually hear really well ever since they started developing their hearing loss. There was one today, a lady who came in and we were, you know, asking her at her 1 week follow-up, you know, how has your experience been with this? And I almost got teary-eyed because she had said that she was hearing so well that her family, when she was hearing what they were saying inside of their kitchen, they were like blown away because they can never remember their grandma ever being able to hear what they were actually saying, so much to the point where everyone in the family like literally got up and went and gave her a hug because they were so happy that she could hear again. And when you hear stuff like that, I don't care how rough things get. I don't care how much you might feel like you're getting burnt out from your profession. When you get that kind of a reaction from someone and see how much, you know, improvement in communication impacts the rest of the family, like not just them, like everybody who's around them is positively impacted by better ability to communicate. And that's really what we're doing here, is we're helping people communicate better. So it's just been really like a week filled with that kind of stuff. As you know, I also see my patients for a lot of follow-ups. And so at this point, when you start seeing your patients so many times, like it's almost like they're your friends. And I have to say, like, they are your friends. And it's just really cool to know individuals so well to when they come back in for their follow-up appointments that you literally catch up on their lives. You know, you're there to do a job and make sure that you're staying on top of their hearing treatment, but you're also getting to kind of like experience life with them in a way. And I know it sounds weird maybe, or kind of like, I don't know, sentimental or whatever you want to call it. And I'm not that sentimental of a dude, at least I don't think that I am. But I think it's really, really rewarding, the work that goes on inside of the hearing space. You know, hearing is one of the main forms of communication, and I understand, you know, there's different forms of communication like sign language. Of course, body language is a form of communication, but being able to hear is very impactful for a lot of individuals in their ability to stay connected with other people. And so it's really cool to be able to restore one of the 5 senses that we have. But then we kind of capped off the week here at the end of the week. We did our, what we call it, the pilot episode of our live video podcast. And to be honest with you, I've been so busy this week that I hadn't even had time to really develop any of this. And Dr. Rachel Cook, who's the co-host on the Dr. Cliff Show, has really been taking and running with everything that we've needed to do. The wallpaper that we had inside of the podcast studio did not actually stay stuck to the wall. So we had to pull all that down, and Dr. Cook had to take an entire morning and go and repaint that wall so we have an accent wall for the podcast studio. And then she had to be there multiple days this week, yesterday and today, pretty much for the most part of the day, helping the podcast crew get everything set up with the lighting and all of that stuff, and just making sure that they had all the video cameras and all that, how they wanted to set them up. And then we finally did our pilot shoot, like I said, today at around 4 o'clock, 4:30, 4:15, I think. And you know, it went pretty well, if you ask me. I mean, the production that we're putting on is really, really high level. And I'm just, I'm kind of blown away. I almost feel like maybe it's too high level. And it really feels like a legitimate show. I mean, I feel like I'm a news anchor on there. But it's really us just, you know, talking about different hearing-related topics, hearing loss-related topics, and treatment-related topics. And the show is broken up into different segments, and we have sponsors. So that's another thing. It's like we were able to get enough sponsors for the first quarter. We're starting to get sponsors for the second quarter. That's kind of how we're breaking up the show, because we're going to do it for an entire year. We're getting sponsors by the quarter. So we've got the sponsors. You know, here's the thing. In order for this show to happen, with how much it's costing to actually run the show, we have to get sponsors for the show. And, you know, I already have sponsors on my YouTube channel. We've got some new sponsors, one existing sponsor that I have for the YouTube channel, but we have entirely new sponsors for this new show. And it's really fun to kind of work in sponsorship in a different way, because we have experience with a lot of the different products and services that these sponsors actually have. And it's just really cool to kind of be able to share stories. You know, it's really not that much of a sponsorship plug, to be honest with you. It's really talking about their products and how they've impacted our patients' lives and all of that. So it's really cool to see that we now have the support from a financial standpoint to be able to run this show, because once you guys see it for the first time, so mark your calendars for August 17th. It's a Wednesday at 4 p.m. Arizona time. Arizona time is kind of like in Pacific time zone right now, so just, you know, keep that on your radar. But it's going to be on Facebook Live, it's going to be on YouTube Live, it's going to be on WTSMTV.com. So there's going to be a lot of places that you can watch it live, and it will be recorded and be put onto the different podcast platforms like Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and all of the other podcast platforms that are out there. I'll probably use Anchor to kind of syndicate it, where we upload it to Anchor and it kind of pushes it out to all the other platforms. So you can follow it in audio format if you want to, but we really wanted to do video format because we want to have captioning going for the shows, and then have captioning after the fact. Obviously, with the individuals that we serve, we want them to be able to follow along with captions. We think that's really important. So for the full 45 minutes of the show, 45 plus potentially minutes, we're going to have captions on it. We're also going to have guests on the show as well. So the first couple shows, we probably won't have any guests. That's still us going to be getting our feet wet. It was definitely, a little clunky at the initial pilot that we did. I don't know if you guys will ever see that pilot. There's potential that maybe someday we actually put it out there. But we're going to be covering roughly the same topics for the actual first week that we do the show. But having guests on will be really cool to get different perspectives from different people. I am definitely not an expert at everything when it comes to hearing loss and hearing treatment. Obviously, I specialize heavily in hearing aids, and specifically for adult hearing loss. But cochlear implants, auditory processing disorder, cerumen removal, a variety of different forms of audiology, from vestibular treatment and everything. So audiology is pretty broad. So we're probably going to be bringing in guests from all over the place onto the show, and we'd like to bring them in person, which would be even cooler. But we will be able to bring them in virtually. I want to highlight a lot of the Hearing Up providers that I have in my Hearing Up provider network, because I think that they deserve recognition for actually following best practices, and it's very rare to have a hearing care professional who follows best practices. They're out there, but I think that the public at large who have hearing loss, they need to know who these people are and need to know why they're so committed in following best practices. So I'm really looking forward to being able to highlight a different Hearing Up provider each week. And then on top of that, next week I'm out of town again. I'm actually going, I don't know how much I can say because we're kind of, keeping things under wraps, but there's going to be a big announcement that we have essentially next week, I believe. And so I'm going to be out of town for a good chunk of next week. I'll be in the office for the first couple days, but it might actually be pretty hard for me to record a vlog video that week as well, but I think I'll be able to. But yeah, a lot of crazy stuff going on. I'll probably get very little sleep this weekend hanging out with my old sniper buddies, but really looking forward to that. It's been 4 years since we last all hung out, so I'm really looking forward to getting around them again. That's going to be in Texas, so I'm going to jump on a flight tomorrow. I've got meetings all morning, and then as soon as I'm done with my meetings, I gotta grab my bag and go and make my way out to Texas. So we'll do that. Ashley's not actually going with me on that one. She's going to stay home with the dog and keep Charlie girl alive and well. And I'll be on my way just hanging out with my buddies. So a lot of crazy stuff going on. Honestly, could not do it without all the help of everybody who's around me right now. I just feel like I've been running around and just kind of crazy. Not really, missing details, basically. Missing a lot of details, and I pride myself in the clinic when I'm doing treatment with patients to get, all the details right and spend the time to do that right. But I feel like I've just been running around trying to get all the tasks done that I need to get done, and I'm just like, I'm ready to take a breather, but it's gonna be another couple weeks before I can fully take a breather. And then once I take a breather, I'm gonna get right back to it and keep creating video content. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this vlog. I'm not quite sure that you found much value in this other than the fact that I really love what I do, that I've been insanely busy. Honestly, with my personality type, I love being busy, but that's okay because it's for a period of time right now where we're trying to get a lot of new projects started. But I'll tell you what, 2022 has been the craziest year so far, and I can't believe that we're already in August. But nonetheless, hopefully you guys, like I said, like this vlog. If you do, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content just like this, make sure that you hit that subscribe button with notification bell. And as always, I'll see you next week.